Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. Stand up for your country. Very busy day. Got a lot of stuff. We always recommend you watch and listen to the No Spin News with a pad and pen because the facts and the stats we give you, if you are engaged with debates or discussions with people, they can come in handy. So President Biden continues to collapse, as does the stock market, and it's hurting every American, even the people who don't know it. So it is. But first, the talking points memo is anti-American stuff on the 4th of July, which, of course, was yesterday. So at the end of the program, I'm going to tell you what I did on the 4th of July. But I was monitoring the news cycle even as I was interacting socially with people. And predictably, the left-wing extremists took advantage of the 4th of July. It's almost like taking advantage of Christmas to put forth a negative message about the country. The first person that caught my attention was an actress named Jessica Chastain, who put out a picture of herself giving the finger to the Supreme Court. Very, very nice, Miss Chastain. She won an Oscar, you may remember, for a movie about Tammy Faye Baker. She's a very talented actress, and she's very upset about the Roe v. Wade ruling by the Supreme Court, doesn't feel her reproductive rights are being protective and all of that. It's the usual. You know, listen, you can dissent. I dissent. I think President Biden is hurting every American, as I just said. That's dissent. And if you don't like the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court ruling, dissent. But there's a way to do it. Giving the finger to the Supreme Court might not be that way. And then we have Katy Perry, very popular pop star. I met her one time. She was very gracious when I was speaking to her. She's, again, Roe v. Wade doesn't like the ruling. Women have fewer rights than sparklers or some nonsense. And then Kim and Kourtney Kardashian. 4th of July has been canceled due to a shortage of independent, sincerely women. Well, okay, but it's dopey. It's immature and foolish analysis. And coming from somebody like Kim and Kourtney Kardashian, who have no visible talent at all, and who have made millions of dollars off a culture that admires, I don't know what that culture admires. Maybe these are good business women. That's possible. They sell stuff. But who are they? I mean, what have they ever done? They haven't done anything that I can see. So they should be very grateful to their country that allows people who really don't have any talent to amass millions of dollars, right? Legally. And they did it legally. The Kardashians did it legally. Now, every day they put pictures of themselves out. I don't know what that's narcissism, but it's turning into cash. So, okay, I don't have any beef with that. But to say 4th of July has been canceled due to a shortage of independence when you, too, have capitalized on our independence to make a fortune doing nothing, contributing nothing. And maybe that's unfair. I don't know what their fragrance is or whatever they're selling. But it's a little unsettling to me. So I wrote a column about this. I hope you read it. It's called Pride in America. And it basically parallels my success in America to Michelle Obama's success. Now, I'm sure that Michelle Obama does not want to be in my column, but I was respectful to her. And I reminded everybody that on February 18th, 2008, she said this. Go.
But what we've learned over this year is that hope is making a comeback. It is making a comeback, and let me tell you something. For the first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my country. And not just because Barack has done well, but because I think people are hungry for change.
All right, so her husband, Barack Obama, did not like that comment. I know that for a fact. And Michelle Obama, first time in my adult lifetime, I'm really proud of my comment. In my column on BillO'Reilly.com, I explain what she meant by that. Okay, so I hope you all read it. So summing up, 4th of July celebrates our independence, celebrates that we're the greatest country on earth, and we provide the most opportunity for the most people. Therefore, I can back up that statement because there are millions of people trying to sneak in here. Why? Because they don't think they're going to have independence as women? Jessica Chastain, Katy Perry? Is that why millions of women all over the world want to come here because they think they're going to be persecuted like they are in Saudi Arabia and many other countries? Is that what you think? Is it? So, my slogan is the spin stops here. I'm going to have to expand that to the dopiness stops here. All right, joining us now from Austin, Texas, is Tim Kennedy. You may know him. He kicks people in the head, or he used to. And he has a new book out called Scars and Stripes, an unapologetically American story of fighting the Taliban, UFC warriors, and myself. It's a bestseller. And I just want to give Tim, before we start the interview, your resume so people know that you joined the Army on February 4th, 2004. All right. In 2007, you completed Ranger School. You were a sniper, among other things. You went to Iraq to fight. You went to Afghanistan to do the same thing. And then on October 16, 2017, you retired from the U.S. Army. So number one, when you hear people on the 4th of July, famous people made a lot of money in America, say they don't have any freedom and this is a bad country, how do you react?
Almost the same way that I react with a petulant child, saying something silly that they don't understand. If it's dinner time and my 7-year-old is like, "Hey, can I have ice cream?" Like, no, you can't have ice cream. You have to have dinner first. It's that same level of ignorance where they don't even understand what's good for them. They don't understand how grateful they should really be that there's going to be this beautiful dinner, that like I went and hunted some elk and I've prepared elk tacos, and that's what we're going to have for dinner. But instead, like, they want some ice cream, and it's naturally harvested. It's the best food on the planet. But they just don't know, and they don't understand. And they're so ignorant that they can't even appreciate how valuable that is and how many people all over the world would rather have that. I look at them that way, where I pity them to a degree, but I smile inside because their ignorance is because we have it so good. Okay. There's a reason that this country is amazing.
Do you respect their dissent?
I think it's childish.
Okay.
I am proud that they have the right to, like, imagine if they were in North Korea, they were in Venezuela, they were in, even Ukraine, in Russia. If they said something like that, or they did something like that, they would be black bagged and they would disappear for the rest of their lives.
Their argument would be, Tim, that they're trying to make the country better. All right, that their dissent on the 4th of July, giving the finger to the Supreme Court, they want a message that I, Jessica Chastain, or Katy Perry, or whoever they are, the Kardashians, we want to make things better. Isn't it noble to want to make things better?
It is. I want to make things better too. I'm in it in a position right now where I'm looking at this country and I'm not so happy. I'm not so thrilled about the way our country has been performing in the past, year and a half. But I'm still so very proud of our country, and I'm very proud of our countrymen. And while there's always room for improvement, and I don't think ever should we be comfortable in where we're at, but always strive to be better. When you're on 4th of July disrespecting the greatest country to ever exist on this planet, you look like a child.
Okay. I don't respect the dissent that I just named because it's dissent, as you rightly pointed out, based in ignorance. So if you're going to dissent about, and I am a dissenter right now, I believe that the President of the United States, duly elected, okay, is hurting every American, and I'm dissenting. I'm not supporting that, all right? So I'd like to see him leave office, and we're going to get to Mr. Biden in a moment. However, my dissent is based on facts. It's not based on, well, I don't have any freedom, because I do have freedom. Supreme Court is actually giving me more freedom because I, as a law-abiding citizen, if I want to, can now carry a gun in New York State. So I've got more freedom while the Kardashians apparently have gotten less because of the Supreme Court. So it's all a matter of how you look at it. But if those ladies were here instead of you, Tim, how long do you think they could stand up to me in an interview format?
We both know they would never sit across from either one of us to debate freedom. They also don't and have never had the opportunity to really look or be at a place where freedom hasn't existed and people are truly persecuted.
Yeah, I don't know
I've been
that.
in Iraq.
I don't know Jessica Chastain where she's been or where she hasn't been. Now, let's get on to your book. So you have had ups and downs. Would that be all right? So you were down low, you're up high. It looks to me like you're a working class guy who decided to make a life for himself in this country. But in doing so, you put yourself at risk. And you went to Iraq and Afghanistan. You could have gotten a bullet right between the head. Why did you go to those theaters?
And the same reason that we've been discussing, because I believe in freedom. It's we have something unique and special here. This is Camelot. This is the light on top of the hill where we are the beacon of hope that everybody still looks to. And I've seen gays pushed off rooftops and their bodies dead on the street. So when people talk about the freedoms being, inched back here in the United States, it's insane and so childish and ignorant ultimately because they don't understand what it's like everywhere else. And I've been to those places and I've fought in those wars and knowing how special we have it here, I will do it to the day that I die.
Okay. So you went over to protect people who were being persecuted by Saddam Hussein, by the Taliban. That's where you went. When you were pulling the trigger as a sniper and you knew that you were going to kill a human being in your sights, what went through your mind?
Breath control, side alignment, making sure I'm in a good steady firing position, making sure I have good recoil management.
So it was all technical?
Yeah, that's all making sure I'm doing the right thing. But everything that happens before that is what's important. For me to decide that a human life is going to be taken, there's a due process, and there's a really important reason why we have special operations for deployed. When a Green Beret is in a position where you have a special forces sniper that's looking down on a Taliban operation, we are there for a reason. And that group specifically is targeting in horrific ways the things that they do. They do not need to exist. This isn't greater good. This isn't, hey, we're trying to, find uranium or, more oil in a country. We are protecting marginalized groups on the planet that are being persecuted. And we're doing that not just for America, but also for them.
Okay. Now, one of the reasons I asked for you to be a guest today is because your book, Scars and Stripes, ties in with my book, Killing the Killers. It's the same. You were on the ground. I was a historian, although I've been to Iraq and Afghanistan in those theaters, but I didn't fight. I went to try to boost the morale of the U.S. troops. But Killing the Killers explains why these people have to be eliminated, and you were one of the people who did that. And that's why I asked and I wanted you to get there. So we appreciate it. Scars and Stripes is the book. We hope you all check it out. Tim, we'll talk again soon, and thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. We all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. President Biden's schedule today had one thing, and he awarded a Medal of Honor to 4 U.S. Army soldiers who fought in the Vietnam War. Certainly noble. I'm glad he did it. That's all he had in his schedule today. All right, let's get to the Biden polls. Harvard-Harris poll. Fair poll, 37 Democrat, 36 Republican, 27 Independent. Should Joe Biden run for re-election? No, 71%. All right, says it all right there. 29% say, yeah, okay, fine. Among the respondents who said Biden should not run, 45% said he's bad president, 33, he's too old, 25%, I'm sorry, time for a change, which is a bad president. So if you get 70%, it coincides with the other number. So I've been telling you. I don't know. Right now, I don't think Biden's going to make his term. I'll explain that in a moment. But I don't think he's going to get the 4 years. All right. So among Hispanics voters, which is one of the groups that the Democrats desperately need, this is a civics poll, 220,000 respondents who identify themselves as Hispanic, 220,000. Do you approve or disapprove of the way Joe Biden is handling his job? Disapprove 47, approve 38. Neither approve or disapprove 15. So that is a warning shot, no doubt about it. Quinnipiac poll, Monmouth poll, not Quinnipiac. Monmouth, New Jersey. So-so poll. Republican 26, Democrat 31, Independent 43. Do you approve or disapprove of Joe Biden as president? Approve 36. Record low in this poll, dropping 18 points since January 2021. Disapprove 58. So every poll says the same thing. This is a cratering of the executive branch. Very few people have any confidence in Joe Biden, and you shouldn't. He is hurting you and me. So Jeff Bezos, big liberal guy, owner of the Washington Post, he's mad at Biden too. So on July 2nd, President Biden tweeted out, we'll put it up on the screen, you'll listen to me on the radio, quote, "My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and global peril. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you are paying for the product, and do it now." Okay. I have a little sympathy there. I think there is some price gouging going on in the retail and wholesale gasoline industry. They always do it. But to blame them for the high prices is ridiculous. So here's Bezos. He tweets after reading Biden's, "Ouch, inflation is far too important a problem for the White House to keep making statements like this. It's either straight ahead misdirection or deep misunderstanding of basic market dynamics." Well, it's both, Jeff Baby. Can I call you Jeff Baby? Is that okay? And Biden and his people have no understanding of economics. None. I mean, they got us into this mess. So let me expand on my statement. So about 6 months ago, I told you, well, I'm speculating, but I think it's possible that Joe Biden's not going to make his 4 years. That's 6 months ago. I saw this coming. And now people in his own party like David Axelrod, big people, are going, I don't know. Now, they can't do anything. Biden can't do anything to November. They've got to try somehow with abortion or whatever issue to stop the coming Armageddon in the midterm election. They will not be able to do that. It's all about the economy. People are being punished. They're not going to vote for the Democrats. Republicans are going to come in. I believe they'll take both houses. Okay? Could be wrong about the Senate. It's a lock. They'll take the House. Bye-bye Nancy Pelosi. She's marginalized. A lot of things will happen after the midterms. Anyway, Biden's got to stay where he is in the faint hope that the Democrats can make a comeback in time for November. After they get waxed, then what does Biden do? He's not going to get any legislation through in his final 2 years in office. Nothing. All right? Executive orders are going to be challenged. Every time he signs something, it'll be in federal court the next day. All of the committees in the House, and most likely the Senate, will then be ginning up investigations of his son, Hunter Biden. That's where they're going to go. It's going to be revenge for January 6th. Republicans will say, all right, you do it to us, we're going to do it to you. So Biden's going to get dragged into Hunter Biden. That's going to be big. Media will suppress it, but you can't suppress that kind of a thing. All right, so then the Democrats are going to go, holy you know what? We're going to be doomed in the 24 presidential sweepstakes. And by the way, the Democrats desperately want Trump to run because they figure that's the only chance they have because a lot of people still hate Trump. So anyway, Biden's sitting there for 2 years. They got to get him out of there. Now, yes, Kamala Harris becomes the president if Biden resigns because of health reasons. That's how it would go down. Health reasons. Okay, I have to resign because you know how it goes. By the way, I found out something over the weekend pretty interesting, and I believe it's true. The Secret Service has now told Joe Biden he cannot ride a bicycle ever again while he's president. I believe that's true. Anyway, so keep your eye on it. Could be wrong. I'd say 30 to 35% of a chance of this. And there you go. Now, one of the reasons that Joe Biden is despised by the opposition is because he does stuff like this. So on Thursday, July 7th, there is a Presidential Medal of Freedom ceremony at the White House. What is the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Well, it's the nation's highest civilian honor presented to individuals who have made exemplary contributions to the prosperity, values, or security of the United States, world peace, or other significant societal, public, or private endeavors. So you got to be a positive person who's doing really good things in this world to get a presidential medal, according to this. Well, Denzel Washington is nominated. I'm on board for Denzel. Okay, then there also Steve Jobs, the late Apple founder. I don't know about Steve, but he certainly made, changed everybody's life with the iPhone. Okay, and Megan Rapinoe. Megan Rapinoe? She's an American hater. She hates this country. Roll the tape.
To have the entirety of the U.S. government say to people's faces, say to women's faces, we do not care. We are going to force our belief system, which is deeply rooted in a white supremacist patriarchal Christianity. We are going to force that upon you.
This is what's getting the Medal of Freedom? Joe Biden thinks that's great? Lying about our country? Just lying. And we do not live in a white supremacist, patriarchal, Christian country. Quite the opposite. Quite the opposite. The Biden administration is imposing equity on this country. To remind you, equity means certain groups get privileges, and the whites are not in those groups. Number two, this is an extremely secular society. Now, Rapinoe, I could have used 10 sound bites where she badmouths her country all over the world. And she's getting a Presidential Medal of Freedom from Biden. I don't even think Biden knows who she is. Some far-left loon on the White House staff said, oh, yeah, let's give one to Rapinoe, sign this, and he did. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe he knows, but either way, it's frightening. Absolutely frightening. The woman is a moron. She's a propagandist. That's why moderate and conservative Americans despise Joe Biden. If you are stuck in a timeshare and you haven't called Lone Star Transfer yet, what are you waiting for? Lone Star Transfer has helped more than 16,000 happy customers. They are family-owned, have a 99% success rate. Their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. I mean, does it get better than that? The team at Lone Star Transfer will keep you informed every step of the way until you are legally and permanently released from your timeshare. So don't pay another penny for a timeshare you don't use. Get peace of mind today with Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Give Lone Star Transfer a call for a free no-obligation consultation. 855-5 551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at LoneStarTransfer.com. So let's get to the 4th of July. On Eastern Long Island, we had a fabulous time with a fabulous fireworks display. Go. Okay, so how did Holly the Terror Dog react to that? Well, let's throw that picture on up there. You on radio. You're watching Holly watch the fireworks from my backyard. There she is, the Terror Dog. Little barking in the beginning, but settled on in. Holly the Terror Dog is a very patriotic corgi. She understands that she is in the best country in the world. If she's back home in Wales, she'd be outside in the rain all day. Anyway, I hope you had a good 4th. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News, and we'll see you again tomorrow. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization in America. I am an AMAC member, and you should be too. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful takes on today's news, and a magazine full of uncensored content that you will not find anywhere else. Most importantly, AMAC is working tirelessly to preserve the freedoms enshrined and secured by our Constitution. AMAC has become one of the most impactful organizations in America because more than just talk, AMAC gets things done. They are pushing back against the efforts to defund our police, weaken the borders, and replace your freedom with government control. But they need your help. Stand with me and more than 2 million patriots and join AMAC today at amac.us. That's AMAC.us. amac.us, and tell them O'Reilly sent you.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.